Kuala Lumpur Tower, Petronas Twin Towers. These magnificent skyscrapers towering over the city of Kuala Lumpur are some of the most impressive achievements that have captured all eyes around the world, attracting business and pleasure seekers to this booming metropolitan of Malaysia each year by the millions. And now, Malaysia is in the limelight once again. As over 1,000 workers labored day and night to build Malaysia's first fully mechanized sewage treatment plant underground. A majestic infrastructure the size of 16 football fields at the height of a 6-story building below ground, designed to serve 1.4 million PE or population equivalent, which translates to almost 2 million people. A feat that could seal Malaysia's position among one of the top-ranked industrialized nations of the world. In the next hour, we will unearth the story behind the making of the largest underground sewage treatment plant in the Asia-Pacific, the Pantai 2 Sewage Treatment Plant. Capital city Kuala Lumpur, home to over 1.7 million people, the beating heart of Malaysia, and one of the fastest growing metropolitan cities in the world. Founded in the 1850s at the height of the tin extraction industry, Kuala Lumpur has undergone an extreme makeover to become the booming city it is known today.
Merdeka! Merdeka! Merdeka!
Since its independence in 1957, numerous national plans and economic policies have been introduced to catapult Malaysia's standing among other developed nations. With this initiative now in play, Malaysia began putting many nation-building plans into motion. This expansion creates a sudden surge of large-scale construction of towering skyscrapers, advanced transportation systems, and opening of new lands to make way for residential as well as business development. However, all these come at a price. Progress accelerates population growth that in turn affects the environment. And more importantly, hidden from sight, a situation that may lead to catastrophic consequences in the near future. The need for proper sewage management. Pre-independence Malaysia saw little urgency for systematic sewage treatment, as the early population lived in cluttered villages and limited townships. With each passing decade, more sewage treatment methods and facilities were introduced, and as a result, there are over 3,000 small-scale sewage treatment plants in Kuala Lumpur and its neighbouring state of Selangor, which have become uneconomical to operate and maintain, with many rendered technologically obsolete to cater to the ever-growing population and environmental needs. Therefore, there is an urgent need to upgrade the old sewerage systems in Malaysia, especially the ones in the capital city of Kuala Lumpur. Kuala Lumpur sewerage consists of 10 catchment zones. Pantai catchment, which is the largest zone, was selected because its sewage treatment system was obsolete. Furthermore, it's also located in an area that is witnessing an accelerated increase in population growth, hence making Pantai the most urgent location requiring an upgrade. But instead of constructing a conventional sewage treatment plant or STP, the government decided to build an underground STP with a state-of-the-art, eco-friendly community park above the plant.
The construction of the Pantai 2 Sewage Treatment Plant project will be managed by the Sewage Services Department with a total budget of 983 million. ringgit Malaysia. This project will complement the government's Greater KL Klang Valley initiatives towards improving the quality of life of our people, the quality of the Klang River, and contribute towards a livable and vibrant KL city.
Dubbed as the P2STP, the project is spearheaded by the Malaysian Sewerage Services Department, JPP.
And in most already modern city in the world, they have embarked on the sewerage which is underground. So since Malaysia is going to become a developed country by 2020, I think the government decided to follow the underground, to construct an underground sewerage treatment plant.
Despite the excitement, Dr. Zulkifli knew the project will not be an easy mission to complete. The P2STP is set to be constructed at the width of 185 meters by 800 meters, covering over 17 hectares of land, and located approximately 17 meters, or the height of a 6-story building, below ground. However, this location comes with a challenge. High-rise apartment blocks at the 3 sides of the aerated lagoons, while electrified double-track railway and the Klang River line the east and west sides of the site respectively. Completely walled in by human nature and man-made elements, the construction of P2STP proved to be a major feat to accomplish right in the epicenter of a flourishing township. Should the project be a success, P2STP will become the largest underground sewage treatment in Asia Pacific, permanently sealing Malaysia's standing among the high-profile nations of the world. The stakes are high, the pressure is on, but where to begin? With a major construction planned below ground, everything above ground has to go. In this case, removing the sludge from the existing aerated lagoons. But how do you remove 100,000 cubic meters of sludge that could fill 40 Olympic-sized swimming pools in the middle of a populated residential area?
Projek ni besar. Dia kata dalam masa 4 tahun. Tapi dalam masa 4 tahun ini kita tak tahu apa akan jadi dengan keadaan di kawasan ni. Dengan abuknya, dengan jam, traffic jamnya. Bagi saya penduduk rasa macam mungkin ada banyak masalah lah akan timbul.
Diorang dah start mula buat projek ni, kita risaulah tentang bau dia, kekotoran, habuk yang selalu kita facing setiap hari. So sekarang benda-benda ni semua quite problem lah pada kami yang berniaga. Sebab pelanggan-pelanggan agak cerewet kan. Sebab kita risaulah bila projek-projek ni berjalan, pendapatan kita mungkin akan terjejas. Itu yang kita tak nak lah. Sebab ini adalah punca rezeki bagi kami.
With more eyes paying attention to the making of P2STP, the team knew there was no room for mistakes. And overseeing the project on behalf of the government is engineer Izamizuddin Rani.
We may have the experience and the know-how of constructing large-scale sewage treatment plant, but having to build an underground sewage treatment plant will definitely require a specialized contractor who has got the experience and know-how in constructing it.
The Malaysian government sealed a deal with the Beijing Enterprises Water Group Limited, BEWG, China's leading integrated water system solution provider, to construct Malaysia's first underground sewage treatment plant.
The design of this underground STP by BEWG is a good example of the technology that was born out of China's policy of sustainable development and environmental protection. Thank you.
For the construction of the underground STP, BEWG will be headed by Insignor Luo Suigeng from China.
潘泰污水处理厂的前身是 20多年前建造的氧化塘，随着城市的发展，需要建造新的污水处理厂来解决环境问题。北控水务提出的解决方案是，在原有的基础上，建造一个现代化的地下污水处理厂，在地面建造带有本土文化特色的休闲公园，包含了居多体育设施，这样项目建成之后，会是一个非常好的环境友好型污水处理厂。
The underground structure will be dedicated to treating the sewage flow, while the resulting sludge is treated at the above-ground sludge treatment facility. Building from bottom up, the underground structure consists of 2 levels. The basement level, located at the deepest depth of 17 meters, is used as the sewage treatment floor. Meanwhile, most of the maintenance works can be accessible from the level above it. With a timeline of just 4 years, the team knew that time was of the essence. But first things first, they would need to drain the aerated lagoons before any work could be done.
Well, the works of removing sludge of this aerated lagoon is really a nasty business because nobody has got the idea what's in it, because it's never been dislodged, it's never been removed for the last 30 years.
So 4 aerated lagoons will be decommissioned and drained, while the remaining 2 lagoons will serve as a temporary treatment facility, or TTF, until P2STP is completed.
The aerated lagoon will still need to be maintained and to receive flow because it's just like a live wire. We cannot stop and switch it off just like that because we want to construct an underground plant. The above ground aerated lagoon will still need to be maintained and it will still need to be in operation to receive the incoming flow.
However, it is still a tough task to complete, as it would take nearly 20,000 tankers to remove the sludge from the 4 aerated lagoons. But that's not the only problem.
Now, since we have decommissioned the 4 ponds, we have to really remove the sludge, and we have to do it very fast. This is to ensure there is no other issue caused to the surrounding public.
True enough, as the ground staff battled their way through the stench, the residents caught whiff of the work taking place so close to home.
Saya tinggal di sini hampir 40 tahun di kawasan perumahan ni. Dulu pembentungan air. Bila air dah dikering dulu bau juga. Sekarang ni lagi teruk dengan bau, dengan habuk, dengan debu. Penjaja-penjaja pun terjejah dengan perniagaan mereka. Jadi kami mengharapkan satu-satu yang terbaiklah. Syarikat yang dimajukan kawasan ini berjumpalah dengan kami untuk berbincang, untuk menentukan keadaan nasib kami di sini.
Pressured by the community, the team put their heads together to get matters under control.
原有的氧化塘里边，因为20多年的运行，积累了大量的污泥，产生严重的臭气，也对周围居民生活带来严重影响。同时呢，这些污泥也需要清除，对这个工期也造成很大的影响。我们经过认真的研究。最后选取了这个基友脱保这样一种方法来进行大体量的污泥脱水，能够快速减少这个臭气，同时呢为建设节约工期。
A method never before attempted in the country at this scale, but proved to be a rewarding move for this project.
这个基友脱保脱水的这个原理是我们用泵把污泥从氧化塘里边抽出来，泵入这个基友脱保里边，在泵入基友脱保里边的时候，同时加入这个蓄凝剂，这样呢，就是在这个基友脱保里边利用泵原有的压力，就能够实现这个污泥的良好的脱水。我们每一个这个基友脱保的这个最终能够脱水的污泥是2000个立方米。
Staying true to its emphasis as an environmental-friendly project, the geotube sludge will be used as a mix of subsoil for the backfilling work, and some of it was recycled to become commercial fertilizer. In addition, a special biochemical was sprayed over the aerated lagoons at the temporary treatment facility to further reduce the emission of the foul odor in the air. With the sludge removal issue out of the picture, it's time to pay attention to the next item, the construction.
So the Pantai 2STP is very unique project because in the surrounding of the site, we got the 3 apartments surrounding the site. Meanwhile, we also got the KTMP twin track beside our site and the Krang River at the left-hand side. Okay, after this, on top of that, we also have the consideration of the geological condition.
As the construction involved massive and deep excavation work, the project engaged a team of geotechnical experts.
With over 40 years of working experience, we know that geotechnical investigation is very important for this project before the work actually commences.
With an impending assault set to take place at the site, no stone was left unturned. The soil investigation results began to trickle in, and it's not looking good for the team. Preliminary investigations concluded that the area may have been an old tin mining site due to its sandy soil condition, which could mean natural ground instability for deep excavation activities. Further analysis indicated that the riverbed of the neighboring Klang River is higher than the depth of the intended excavation site. Another troubling find revealed uneven bedrock levels at various areas of the site. With existing development and population within an arm's reach from the site, major rock blasting was not an option. The results from the geotechnical investigation showcased every engineer's nightmare. For the rest of the team, the project just got more challenging. Instead of going back to the drawing board to sketch out a new blueprint or sniff out another location, the proposed footprint of P2STP was moved further down the site and raised approximately 3 meters from the original proposed site. But the initial geological problems turned out to be just the beginning of the many obstacles to come. January 2012, the monsoon season. It's been a wet new year for Malaysia. Dark clouds hung low over the city. Whenever the rain clouds break, the P2STP site comes to a complete standstill. Workers and engineers run under anything that can provide shelter, and they wait. At this rate, the team is worried if they could get anything done at all.
I just received a call. Okay, so yesterday the thunderstorm, the roof from the PPR roofing already fell to my side. So now I have to check, see what happened.
Luckily, no one was hurt. Although the collapse of the site's fence does not have a direct impact towards the progress of the construction, the continuous rainfall begins to worry the team, and the clock keeps ticking.
It keeps on raining and raining. I have no choice but to instruct them to keep on going. Otherwise, there will be a major delay.
And so the team plow through for the commencement of earthworks. Meanwhile, the geotechnical team is putting their final touches to the retaining wall system, a crucial must-have for sites involving deep excavation activity.
It is a common practice to have a contiguous bore pile with ground anchors for this type of deep excavation. The reason being, on the surrounding us, we have the PPR flats. With this PPR flats, we can't do open excavation. So we have to do the contiguous bore pile and excavate layer by layer and install the ground anchors.
However, if the ground anchors are wrongly installed, it could cause uncalculated ground movements, resulting in deflections towards the railway tracks and surrounding apartment buildings.
After doing the contiguous bore pile, what we did was we actually do a grouting behind the CBP wall, so that not to have any leaks into the excavation area and also to protect the environment.
Sure enough, during the installation of the ground anchors at the banks near the train tracks, the ground staff punctured an unexpected water pocket, which caught the engineers by surprise.
The water is gushing out too fast already, so we could not barely have the time to digest what is the finding, okay? So what we could do is we have to quickly fix the problem immediately to solve the problem.
So the team plugged the anchor holes with pressure grouting, pumped out the water, and soon they were back on track. As man and machine worked tirelessly round the clock to make up for lost time, slowly, the hole in the ground began to take shape. Underground construction is nothing new to the team, but at P2STP, there are too many factors that require constant attention. High-rise residential apartments, train track, and a river within the vicinity. Over thousands of construction workers and heavy-duty machinery going in and out of the project site. It's like a time bomb, waiting to go off.
As a main person responsible for this project, I often worry about the safety of all the workers at the site. I mean, if an accident were to happen there, are we prepared for it?
No matter how prepared we think we are, when danger strikes, it still catches one by surprise. And the team isn't about to take any chances.
Even we are rushing to complete the project on time, but safety is something that we cannot compromise.
Thus, a project-wide emergency safety drill was conducted at P2STP, and everyone was invited. Unlike the standard drill, the P2STP emergency safety drill was conducted on a grand scale, a mock-up rescue mission.
This is a very important drill, and it's one of the things that we can do to ensure the safety of our workers on site.
Now, since we have completed the safety drill, and I feel very satisfied because it has been carried out successfully.
With close to 8 million man-hours spent at the site, there were no fatalities to date. An impressive achievement, given the size and location of the project. As the excitement of the emergency safety drill subsided, complaints began to trickle in once again. A love letter from a familiar sender with yet another formal complaint.
Dulu keadaan dah lah teruk dengan bau busuk. Hari ini dengan habuk, dengan nyamuk, habis penuh. Jadi berapa lama lagi kita nak tunggu sehingga projek ni siap?
With more complaints pouring in, something had to be done fast.
Yes, we know all about the complaints. As we are an environmental-friendly SDP, of course this is a great concern to us.
To ensure that the construction was within the stipulated regulations of the Malaysia's Department of Environment, DOE, various monitoring work was done during the entire project.
Our main focus is to monitor the quality of our ambient air, the odor, noise level, the vibration level, our effluent quality as well as the river water quality at the Klang River just nearby.
Every month, the team will do monitoring work by collecting samples from various identified spots within the site and the surrounding areas. And each month, the monitoring results showed that the P2STP construction was well managed and within the allowance limits set forth in the 1974 Environmental Quality Act. So the team can breathe a sigh of relief for now. May 2013. As the project steps into its third year, the mold of the soon-to-be country's first underground STP began to take shape.
So the Pantai 2 treatment plant flow from the pump station of the Pantai 1 treatment plant will come to here and it will pass through the primary screen, followed by secondary screen, followed by grid, then oil and grease removal, and it will enter the biological tank. Okay, in biological tank, it will have the biological process take place, and following that, it will come into the final stage of the liquid line, which is this clarifier, where we are sitting now. Okay, the clarifier will do the separation of liquid and solid, and the liquid will be discharged into Sungai Klang, and the solid will be treated further at the flush treatment facilities.
Sewage will flow through the pre-treatment process, which is the physical treatment, removing rubbish, grit, and grease. After the pre-treatment, the sewage enters the anaerobic anoxic oxic A2O bioreactor, a highly advanced system that can further treat sewage to produce standard A quality effluent under the 1974 Environmental Quality Act.
The quality of our effluent is DOE standard A and of category 1. Means that the plant has to do slightly better than typical standard A plant, and it has to remove nitrogen and phosphorus to ensure the Sungai Klang beautification work will be realized.
With the construction work now taking place deep beneath the ground, new concerns began to surface. In the underground sewage treatment plant, accumulation of hazardous gases produced during treatment process is inevitable.
The Pantai 2 sewage treatment plant is dealing with ammonia, methane, and hydrogen sulfide gases generated from the plant. These gases are aggressive, sometimes foul-smelling, and highly combustible.
Therefore, hazardous gases emitted from the contained bioreactor and pre-treatment areas are treated using an odor control system. Clean air will then be discharged via extraction fans and released safely above ground.
Apart from the hazardous gas environment, there is also other things to need to worry about, like the remote risk of fire, flooding, and power failure. So we need to have immediate access to safety when working 17 meters under the ground.
So the design team began adding more safety features to this complex structure. The underground STP is accessible from 3 driveways. The plant is also equipped with 6 ramps, allowing large-sized vehicles to move easily in and out of the plant. Skylights were also installed to provide a natural light source for those working on the maintenance level.
Ventilation is very crucial for a confined working environment. There are 20 units of dual-speed extraction fan installed for basic ventilation, extraction of foul air during normal operation, and basic ventilation purposes.
In addition, there are 24 emergency staircases and 6 exits on the maintenance level, and 12 emergency staircases on the treatment level, with 78 CCTV cameras monitoring every inch of the plant. The team is coming to the end of its 3-year mark. With only 18 months to go, the dateline for the plant to receive its first flow of raw sewage was getting closer day by day. It's all hands on deck with workers, consultants and engineers rushing to prepare for the opening of the plant. But first, they will need to pass the Department of Occupational Safety and Health, or the DOSH, inspection. Now, they need to power up the plant. For the last 3 years, the Temporary Treatment Facility, TTF, has been serving and treating more than 700,000 PE of sewage daily, more than what it was designed to do, and currently pushed to its very limit. So the P2STP needs to receive its first flow of raw sewage soon. And for that to happen, the plant must be operational. The pressure is mounting. In charge of getting the plant ready to receive its much-needed electricity is the electrical team.
经过3年多的艰苦努力，今天终于迎来污水厂供电的日子，希望一切顺利。
Each piece of equipment, wires, and switchboard has to be thoroughly inspected. As the hour grew near, a crowd began to gather outside the consumer's substation building. The time has come to bring P2STP to life.
Stand by 30 seconds.
All switchgears are on. The team awaits anxiously for the final report from the staff at the substation, who will now need to turn each switchgear one by one with extreme caution. So far, everything looks good. At the TNB building, a voice crackled through the walkie-talkie with good news.
Job well done, everyone. Tepuk tangan.
The team took a moment to celebrate the small victory, but the battle is only half won. They still have a major task ahead of them: the DOSH inspection.
在马来西亚有着非常严格的安全生产监管系统。那么安全管理工作呢，也是我们项目建设中的一项非常艰巨的工作。在施工活动过程中，我们一直把安全工作放在第一位。希望今天吉隆坡安全生产监督管理局对我们现场的检查能够证实我们的努力没有白费。
Every installed pipe and panel were inspected and cross-referenced to their blueprint. A single miscalculated judgment could be disastrous. And finally, the team gets the go-ahead. Having the green light to proceed, the team went full steam ahead into preparation.
When the plant received first flow, basically it has achieved the greatest milestone in the construction phase. Okay. When the gate is open, there's no turning back.
With so much happening, the ground engineers had to ensure that the SCADA room was operational for the first flow event. SCADA, or the Supervisory Control and Data Acquisition Room, is the brain of the P2STP, which monitors every single machinery at the plant in real time. Finally, the day that everyone was waiting for. 30th May 2015. Today is the most important day for the P2STP team. After 4 long years of construction, installation, and inspection of equipment, it is time to put their hard work to the test.
污水厂终于要进水了，今天我既感到兴奋，又感到紧张，多少个不眠之夜都为了这一天，希望一切顺利。
Dato Engineer Dr. Zulkifli Nordin, the Director General of the Sewerage Services Department, was also present at the site to witness this historical moment. With so many important eyes observing, there was no room for error. While the engineers made final checks below ground, the electrical and instrumentation team gathered in the SCADA room to monitor the event. So far, so good. Finally, the team receives the signal, the oncoming arrival of the first flow of raw sewage into the underground treatment plant. This is it, the moment everyone was waiting for. The whole plant stood still. 4 years have passed, 48 months of dust, noise, and gut-wrenching stench. 1,630 days of blood, sweat, and tears. And finally today, the arrival of the first flow of sewage into Malaysia's first and Asia-Pacific's largest underground sewage treatment plant.
I'm very happy that the plant can receive the flow well, and this is a major milestone for us.
Alhamdulillah, we have completed this project on time, without any major accidents, no major issues, and we have delivered our responsibility to the government.
I'm very happy everything went well for all my friends here today. This is definitely a special day. Malaysia boleh.
Pantai 2STP boleh!
But the P2STP project is far from over. They now have to construct the recreational park and its facilities. The main thought process behind the making of P2STP was to create a self-sustaining STP filled with various green technologies. For example, effluent water would be reused for in-plant operation and maintenance purposes, and to supplement the aquatic skylight water. These skylights allow natural sunlight to illuminate the underground STP. In addition, the biogas generated as a byproduct of the sludge treatment process will also be used to generate electricity and heat for in-plant use. Other technologies, such as rainwater harvesting and solar panel systems, are also utilized, making the P2STP recreational park a sustainable ecosystem. Today, what was once an eyesore is now taking its very first transformational step into becoming an eco-friendly and green recreational park. Even the chief resident complainer is a happy man.
Bagi kami pada hari ini sungguh amat-amat gembiralah dan ucap banyak terima kasih kepada kerajaan telah memberi kemudahan kepada kami dengan adanya kemudahan-kemudahan seperti ini untuk anak-anak kami. Kita ada berjalan kaki, jogging, trek semua. Ini satu kemudahan yang amat membanggakan.
Kalau dulu saya tengok kawasan ini saya rasa teruk betul. Tengok macam dengan bau apa semua kan. Hari ini saya tengok kata saya kawasan ini seronok. Sekitar kawasan ini pun rasa seronok dengan perubahan kawasan ini ada pada hari ini.
With the completion of P2STP, the nation takes another important step into modernizing the sewerage system in Malaysia. All's well that ends well at the P2STP, Malaysia's first underground sewage treatment plant and the largest underground sewage treatment plant in the Asia Pacific.